My name is Jeff.
Nobody's got AIDS.
Money.
My man.
The gavel. All rise. Order is recorded. It's time. Happy Tuesday. And we don't need any flyers. Especially
No flyers with peace and love. Peace and love. There will be no flyers given out today.
That's right. Your first troll. Very nice. Was it Randall? Who was it?
You've made it. You've got
Yes.
trolls. You've made it. That's
Yes,
how
you
it
have.
works.
That's
Once
for
you
sure.
got them, right? Everybody knows the deal. Trolls mean you've made it.
Nice.
Or the people just really bored today. But
How
I
do
don't
you
know whether
troll-
I was about to try. How do you
how do you
troll
troll
that
that
channel?
I understand us. We're easy targets. Come on.
Look how
You know.
fat that squirrel is. I'm pretty sure that one chipmunk's gay as hell. Like, what? Why are you doing this? Stop, you evil bastard. Speaking of evil bastards, got some TPO stuff today. Anytime somebody's asking for a TPO, it's either they're trying to kick somebody out of a residence. Donna knows about that. Or Creed, they're in fear for their lives.
Mm-hmm.
So this lady up here that you see, Brenda,
she's sitting down, Mikey, but I have a feeling that she's very short.
I think so too. I think it's her neck length that makes me think she's short. Typically, women that are taller have longer necks. She has what I like to call no neck. Beautiful woman, though, regardless. So she already had one against David down here.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's asking for it to continue on. So David, oddly here in this courtroom, what they make you do after they've read the motion is when it's that situation, the respondent has to go and tell the judge why it shouldn't be continued on.
Oh.
So David will get to speak first, and then they'll let Brenda, give some reasons and things like that. So that should be interesting. Also, tacked on to the end of this, we typically don't watch the ones where they come to an agreement behind closed doors and the breakout room to adhere to the TPO. Right. But this guy is such a superstar. I said, you know what? I need to bring him to the masses. He turns what should be a 1.5 minute, 2-minute conversation into almost 8 minutes of enduring content. So if you don't fall in love with the guy, something's wrong with you.
That brings up a question, and maybe somebody in the chat can explain this. If somebody brings up a TPO and you're like, yeah, I probably deserve that, go ahead and put it in place. Do they do that without even if I did something stupid and I'm not going to sit through, I don't want to sit through court can I just say, yeah, grant it, please?
You can agree to it, maybe with a few negotiable terms, perhaps, or, just go ahead, say, you know what? I don't give a shit. Do what you want. And that's kind of what some of these people do when they're coming through. They're like, especially the ones that don't have like kids and things like that involved, that it's just like, I hate my neighbor. He's a creep.
Right.
Just go right on in.
Loud's comment just reminded me, somebody's posting almost daily the calls to the police station in that little town that I grew up in.
Oh,
and there's been some really good ones. One of them is up at the park where if you're an OG and remember the Emily and I driving around town showing you the little town that I grew up in, we went up to Mossy Bank. And in one day, there were 2 calls for 2 separate incidents of people having sex. One, they actually got caught in the truck. And of course, right by the playground, naturally.
Yeah, just like the cop yesterday.
But the one that just reminded me is one that I mentioned today. He was at this guy walked into Value Home Center. Whatever he was buying, he asked the cashier, he said, do you think that'll cover up the smell of a dead body in my basement? So the cashier, of course, calls the cops, so they go on a full-on investigation, poking around in the basement and everything. And the dude's like, it was a freaking joke, dude.
Yes, of course it was.
It's kind of funny, but also I think that if somebody said that to me, and didn't even crack a smile or anything, I probably would I would question it.
Yeah, especially when they're buying hacksaws and lime and
They didn't say exactly
shovels.
what he was buying, but now I'd love to know. Yeah, I saw my feed was very heavy with football eccentric things all night.
I laughed my ass off yesterday watching that.
Was it a bad one?
So here's the thing, really quick. Sports. Aaron Rodgers has been traded. He got traded basically, or let go by the Packers, and he got signed as a free agent by the Jets. Okay. So this was the first game, where he's going to make his debut as a Jet.
Oh.
So like they're making it's a huge deal. It's like a big deal.
Right.
So he comes running out of the tunnel with the American flag, it's 9/11. He's in New York, it's a big deal. Just a few minutes into the game, he gets sacked and injured, which it seems like they're saying it's his Achilles tendon.
Oh God.
So he's like going to be out for the entire year. And like everybody's like, oh shit, Buffalo has no chance of losing this game. Well, the backup comes in and then takes it to overtime and beats the Bills, who are Super Bowl contenders. So two crazy things happen. One, the guy that's supposed to take him to the promised land gets injured and he's gone immediately. And two, the backup of the shittiest team that, couldn't get anything done, had to bring in Aaron Rodgers, goes and beats a Super Bowl contender.
Okay. That's pretty great.
So it was a wild night, to say the least. My son had bet money on Aaron Rodgers' yardage, how many yards he was going to pass for.
Didn't do so well on that.
Well, luckily they refunded him because he only played 4 snaps.
Oh, good point.
So they refunded his money. But yeah, my son loves to bet on sports. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, that's good. I should set him up with a BC game account.
He bets on UFC a lot.
Yeah, there's lots of sports betting on there. All right, court time. Before we go down any more rabbit holes and get
7 minutes of sports talk is over. For the asshole that usually goes through and puts what time we quit talking down in the comments, so people can just skip past us talking at the beginning. It's for you.
No, that's good. I like that. Do it. That's kind of funny.
I can do that.
This guy lives in that hoodie, doesn't he?
Oh, that's his favorite hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite.
All right. So, Mr. Hood, it looks like the sheriff got you notice of today's hearing, along with the petition for the motion to renew this protection order,
Jeez, yeah.
on the 3rd of September, about 8 days ago on a Sunday. So, Mr. Hood, are you prepared to respond to this issue?
Mr. Hood.
I am.
Okay. Do you object to this order continuing on?
Piggy?
I do.
Okay. Let me put you under oath so I can hear from you. Raise your right hand, Mr. Hood. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Your other right,
I
Mr.
swear
Hood.
to tell the truth, the whole truth.
All right.
Why is he
And then
repeating
Mr.
her?
Short McAllister, and put you under oath if I have to hear from you. Raising your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Adita Rooney.
Okay, thanks. All right. So the standard here is the burden, as we say.
The standard is Tin Man with $3 late fee. I like that. Thank you.
That's the standard for today. Remember that, kids.
That's right. The bar is set.
Now on Mr. Hood to show that there will not be further unlawful harassment, stalking, any of that nature occurring. It's not for the petitioner at this stage to prove that. Before, when this all started, it was on the shoulders of Ms. Short McAllister to show the court to a legal standard that this order should issue. Now it's on your shoulders, Mr. Hood, to show why this order should not be extended. So with that in mind, what would you like to say about all this?
Well, up to this point, I've had no contact with Ms. Short McAllister. Neither have I had any contact with any of her children. I just want this whole thing to be done with and go away. And I guess that's just really all I have to clarify.
So well put, sir.
Okay, let me ask Ms. Short McAllister, just,
He's obviously an author, right? I mean,
What a wordsmith. He's really coming in here and made his case. I'm ready to go ahead and say, nope.
yeah,
You got to worry about it, bud.
that was absolutely amazing. Miss K, hello. That's a nice bar to set today.
That's a big one. Right there.
Nice. Sharing your
Huge.
winnings. I love that. Billy, thank you. Go Cowboys.
Well, if you call us what you want, bud. With that kind of money, we'll just let you call us anything.
That's
you
right.
mentioned there in your motion about all of a sudden coming across, where was that?
His face.
That was previous. Well, help me understand where you're working, because the original order was as to Lowe's, and is that still an issue?
No, the paper memo.
As far as I know, I don't know if he's ever been on the premises since that time. He contacted me a year after the first restraining order expired via
That's the one
email.
at Mason County?
Yes.
That's what you're referring to. So going back to the Mason County issue, there was an order issued there. Let me get back to that one. That was a stalking order on Mason County District Court, and that was issued. Let's see. Let me just make sure we know what we're talking
Seem
about.
very unprepared today.
Yeah. She don't typically do the, maybe that's her excuse.
All right, so that
I'm
was
not
issued
usually
in
doing
June
this.
of 2020 and it expired June of 2021. And then you're saying what about that one?
A year after that one expired is when he sent me an email.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. I sent me an email to apologize to me for his wrongdoings in the years past.
Uh-oh.
And that's what caused you to come into this court.
Well, I dismissed it, but I hung on to it. And then a month later, I go into the training room at my employer, and he was sitting at the training room. And I don't find that a coincidence.
You got a job there?
At Lowe's, right?
Sweet tea, you ain't kidding. Actually, he kind of does a little bit, like a little bit younger version. I wonder if he drives around with food on his hood too, in the desert.
I like that.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you, Erica.
Secondly, he a year after, so after everything's said and done, it's already expired. The first one, he hits her up with the email apologizing, which, you know, neither here nor there, I guess. No harm, no foul. She saved it. And then not long after that, she goes into the training room at her work, and he's there in the training room. Trying to, I guess, getting a job, got a job.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Lowe's is a great place to work, I hear.
He was employed there for a little bit, yes.
How long did you work there?
I've been there for a little over 2 years now.
Okay, so starting in 2020 or?
Yes. At the time of the
Okay.
incident last year,
Oops.
I had been there just over a year.
All right, so August of
Coincidence.
2021 then.
May is my anniversary date at Lowe's.
So May of 2021 or?
Yes.
All right, so that
He
means
said,
that for 2 years
"Hallelujah."
now you've worked there.
Yes.
Okay, and that was during the pendency of the Mason County order, because that didn't expire until June of 2021, right?
Yes.
All right, and so when you were in Mason County and they issued that order, Mr. Hood, he wasn't working at Lowe's at that point, right?
No, he was not.
But to your understanding, did he know you worked at Lowe's?
Hi, Rose.
I just find it hard to believe that 1 month before he was there, he apologized to me, and then the next moment.
Well, let me add, if you could answer that one question and then I can hear more. So at the time when you were still covered by that Mason County order in May of 2021, when you started at Lowe's, do you have any understanding of whether Mr. Hood knew you worked there?
No, I did not.
Okay, all right. And then around August or June, soon after the June order in Mason County ended, you heard from, and that you included that in your original petition here, that you, and that's part of what brought you back into this court, right?
Yes.
Okay, because you talked about an email in July of 22, just after. Let me just break away here. Sir, are you here for a hearing?
Somebody just bust up in there.
Last
Some
name.
rando walking into the.
What's your last name? Smith?
Yeah.
I think you're probably in courtroom 1 or courtroom 2.
Likely
Here
story.
today. Courtroom 1 or courtroom 2. I just don't want you to be lost. You can go to the front counter and they'll direct you. Thanks. All right. Sorry. I had someone who looked pretty lost in here. All right. And so that brought you back to this court,
Couldn't
and
see
this
him
court
then.
issued an
Yeah,
order
no kidding.
in default. Mr. Hood did not appear after being served notice, and the court issued this order in August, I think, of 2022.
I thought she looked familiar.
Can you just see you walking in and trying to ask him a question at Lowe's, and he's just eyeing Brenda the entire time, not even paying you any
I
attention,
mean-
just following her around.
Creed, he's only a man. He's flesh and blood. Of course, he's going to leer and think about Brenda. Short, of course.
Yeah, remember the one in Georgia where we always watched for them to trip on that cord, and the time that dude walked into the court. And he was
Judge,
like,
what are you, doctor? What are you doing here?
"What are you doing here, doctor?"
Since then. And so we understand from your petition what brought you originally. Is there anything else about what brings you back to ask for the court to extend this order?
It's just last time he didn't contact me until after the first one expired. And I have a 15-year-old daughter who is very afraid of what he might try.
And was
Why?
she subjected to things in the past that you didn't put in your petition here? Or is there something to know about why she is
God.
afraid?
Why are we asking?
She was in the original protection order. Her and my older daughter both were. And he knew where I lived. He would send me text messages all in the previous documents that he would tell me actually tell me who was in my driveway and what cars were there and descriptions of everything. I had to move out of that place because my daughters were scared.
Okay.
Oof.
Scared by what he was doing
Yes.
at her home and they lived
And
with
him
you.
threatening me. I tried getting him to leave me alone without doing all this, but he wouldn't.
Damn, Brenda got that good.
So
good.
have you had any, Mr. Hood says he hasn't contacted you or come to your work since this Thurston County order was issued. Anything to say there?
Not that I know. He's been there.
Am I wrong? I may be wrong on this timeline, but if this is the timeline, that's really bad. This was happening at another address and she moved,
Yeah.
and then he showed up at Lowe's.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
that's a whole other level there.
see, I'm under the impression that no, he was not contacting her and letting her know what he was up to. He was just up to it. He had never stopped.
Right.
He continued.
Right.
Allegedly, David was continuing on in his stalking ways for him to know where she worked, for him to know where she had moved, keeping tabs on her home, keeping tabs on who's at her home. Again, David, all wrapped up in it.
Yeah, that's really taking stalking to a whole new level at that point, and in a different county, I'm assuming, because we're
Yeah. Where we are in this one.
even though, like you guys said, that would follow. That makes sense. I would think
This guy.
we've talked about that before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Mr. Hood.
But like I said last time, he didn't contact me until the order expired.
And
Marking them
this
off the
order
calendar.
would have expired, but this motion keeps it alive, August 29th this year.
Yes.
So
God bless. Burp. God bless.
didn't happen this time.
So far, no.
Okay, all right. So, Mr. Hood, anything else to say?
Yes, ma'am. Regarding the whole working at Lowe's situation, it was a complete.
Don't say it.
It was strange because it was a complete
Don't say it.
coincidence.
Mm.
I had no idea that she worked there. I
Mm.
you know, at the time that she says that she saw me, I never saw her. And I didn't find out anything until after I was pulled into the manager's office and ended up switching stores. So
Mhm.
I didn't want anything
Look at the judge's face. She's like,
to do with her at that point.
Bullshit.
I just switched stores. But it was a complete.
why? Why did you switch stores in a completely different county? Why? Somebody needs to
Yeah,
ask.
no, it's I hate coincidences like this. You know, it happens to all of us. How many among us hasn't got a job at a place of employment of a former lover who had to take out a TPO against me because I wouldn't stop looking at her house and things of those nature. I
Right.
mean,
Right.
common everyday mistake, bud. Everyday mistake.
Right. We so believe you, David.
Coincidence. I would have no way of knowing that I know of you know, where she worked at the
Unless you were
time. I
stalking
haven't
her.
been to Lowe's since.
Well, Kirnoff, if he was, he should be coming out and saying that. I mean, he should be extremely clear about why he had to move stores if
Yeah.
that were the case. I believe there was another reason.
I'm pretty sure Brenda moved quickly on this one.
Yes.
Once she seen him sitting there.
Yes, I would imagine so. Donna, thank you. 10 bones for the coincidence.
Can you imagine the smile on David's face when she saw him in the training room? He probably gave her a smile like, oh, you work here,
I'd
Jack."
imagine there was a little pop on the bottom of the table that he was sitting at.
He was happy to see her.
And any kind of shopping I would have done there, switched to Home Depot. And I have really
Traitor.
no desire to interact with her whatsoever in any way.
So you're not working in the Lowe's at all in anywhere?
No, man.
Okay, so you're not part of the Lowe's company, all right?
Why in the world that wouldn't make any sense though, Kish? If they did that, 2 seconds would know that she's working there. I mean, unless Lowe's was setting him up to really, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I think the whole thing is very fishy.
Very much so. And then he goes over to Home Depot. Jesus.
And Ms. Short McAllister, how long were you dating?
It was a fluke off and on. Every time I tried ending it, he would come up with some excuse.
How long were you dating?
Yeah, but she was over at the other store though. Like I get that if she was still working at the one store.
There's been a lot of moving parts here with this. I'm slightly confused on if
They haven't been super clear about it. I guess
if
there's a
she
little bit of
worked
speculation.
at the store and then she had went to a different store and then he come to that store.
That's
or-
what I think the thing is. I think that because remember she said that she had to move. She
Or
did.
she had
Or
gotten
didn't
this
work out.
job after the TPO, and then he suddenly appears there once the TPO is expired and everything. He's
Mhm.
getting a job there and, having to leave. I mean, you talk about transferring and shit like that. When you have to quit, they don't transfer you from Lowe's to Home Depot, Holmes.
No. I think so. No, you might be right though, Deborah. Like he went to work there at the one. As soon as they found out that Miss Short McAllister was there, they wanted to transfer him back to another store, and he said F that, and he went over to Home Depot. Maybe that's entirely possible.
When they tried to get rid of him because of it,
yeah,
he went to the depot. A lot of free plugs today.
Rise one big. Do we have to put that little sponsored ad thing up on top? Do we
I
need to?
don't know.
How long did you know each other?
We worked together at the school district we worked at. I would say maybe we knew each other for 2-3 years.
Okay.
How long had you
before
been sleeping
anything
together?
happened.
All right, and then
It was maybe 6
before
months.
the Mason County order.
If we're right on this timeline and stuff, then he's probably just across the street or down the way at the Home Depot now in the same town, the same county. I would imagine that's what it seems like. Otherwise,
And prior to the TPO and everything, they had worked together for 2 to 3 years at the same place. Today's National Video Game Day. Well, we're going to play games then. Today we game.
Was issued.
By the way, if you're ever in Charlotte and have a chance to drive by the Lowe's campus here, their headquarters, it's pretty impressive.
Lowe's you.
Yes.
So
Him,
since about 2017, 2018.
something like that. Yes.
Okay. All right.
His
And you were going to
wife
say
and I
something.
were best friends.
Right. All right. I guess I should have made that more clear how long you knew.
How many
each
times
other
do you have
rather than
sex?
Any other kind of fuller relationship. All
I
right.
mean, she asked if her daughter was touched. Might as well ask some other questions.
Mr. Hood, as I said, the burden is on you. And at this stage,
It ain't looking
given the
good.
length of the relationship, given the information in this court file, the information that the court gleaned through the Mason County orders as well, because we have some ability to look into those as well at this stage. I don't find that you've overcome the burden here that this order should not continue. I'm going to continue this order out for, let's see. All right, thanks. To a 2-year order. And then again, if
2
Ms.
years. bud.
Short McAllister re-petitions for it to go any longer, then you'd be notified. We have a
She's
full
about to
hearing. But at this stage, given what the court has to find and not find under the law, that the burden hasn't been met. So this is going to be in effect until September 11, 20.
He's tapping his foot. Look how you can see him jiggling because he's mad and he's tapping his foot.
And I'll
Yeah,
go
did you
through
see his-
them with you here?
That face he just made was like,
Yeah, he's mad.
Back
He's about to,
at
we
McAllister
didn't get to see this side of him during this whole.
daughter and
no.
in any way, shape, or form, family, friends, social media. Stay away from
I've
her.
heard.
You show up surprisingly in the same grocery store, you're the one who has to turn around and leave and not make any further contact. Just looking through the previous order, so obviously no harm, no contact.
I think that's a nervous, pissed off smile is what I
Yeah,
think.
mhm. That is what because as soon as she had granted it and stuff, you could see
Yeah.
his sweatshirt starting to move.
Yeah, and you're
'Cause
right.
he's
Yeah.
tapping his foot. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's,
he
he's
is.
fucking. He's mad. He's
Yeah,
pissed.
he is. Steaming.
Stay away 1,000 feet away from wherever she is. from her work.
Did she just say 1,000 feet?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually quite a bit, isn't it?
That's a good distance. It's longer than 900.
I think that he's one of those. My wife does that sometimes, and it makes me nuts. When I'm like bitching about something, and she'll just sit there and smile at me.
Mhm.
It's like a nervous reaction. I guess you can't help it. Don't even realize that you're doing it.
Workplace, Lowe's. Is it still Lowe's on Martin Way, Ms. Short McAllister?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. And this includes the minor as well. Is there?
Oh, that's probably
All
good,
right, so
including
we'll
the
put
daughter.
that to writing. It's going to mirror the previous order. It's available in the court file to all present. No need to serve notice as Mr. Hood has been present today. So September 11, 2025, and that's any questions, Mr. Hood?
Just that she's perjured herself this whole time. That's all. The only thing I have to say.
Stop it. Is there any way possible that wherever Brenda is working at September 11th, 2025, that he's not going to be in the training room getting ready?
Oh yeah, he's
know
not going to stop. This guy's not going to stop.
Right.
Only way we could have believed him if he'd been like, "Look here, man." He pulls in some hottie. He's like, "Look, come on, I'm over it, bro. I'm over it." Instead, he's in his mom's
Ms.
living room.
Short McAllister, any questions? Not statements, but questions.
I
Okay,
do not
all
have any
right.
questions at this time.
I did
all
not
right.
purge myself.
So you can both be on your way. And
All right, so they're on their way. This is on to the next.
Oh, all right. Well, we need that quick moment. Listen, contractual negotiations and stuff. Excuse us for just a moment. whores for money. I'm sorry.
By the way,
Yeah.
back in the day, if you worked at Lowe's,
Mhm.
they quit this around 2000, I think. After you worked there for 20 years, you could retire and they would give you $1 million worth of stock.
Really? Oh, of the man, imagine that.
Yeah, this dude,
Thank you, Mr. Guy.
I will go ahead and preface it with this. These two are not lovers, nor do I believe they've ever been lovers.
Nor could they even, I don't think they really could be at this point.
Slightly difference in
Oh.
ages.
Is that a lady?
Oh, it's a lady. I'm pretty sure it's a guy, but
I mean, teach so nothing wrong with that.
T, are you sure you like women? Because you just said this was one, and well, it's a
Double
man,
up.
baby.
Welcome, buddy.
By law enforcement on July 28th, all of this year. I understand the parties were able to reach an agreement through the facilitator. I appreciate your efforts in doing so. At this point, I'm going to go over the order, make sure it is what you agreed to, and if so, it will become order of the court. Okay.
Yeah.
The order says that it will be in effect from today through August 9th of 2024, when it will expire naturally. The respondent agrees to not have any contact with the petitioner. And let me make sure, because I understand that these people are
Belly
close
button
by.
cam.
And not have, and that contact can't be direct, indirect, through third parties, email, text, anything like that. And there's not a yard limitation, but he is just not to approach the petitioner or her immediate family and place of employment or school. And it does note that the respondent is not restrained from entering or exiting his home or community. The parties are neighbors who live directly across from each other, and the order shall not preclude the respondent from making a formal noise complaint to the apartment complex management and pursuing that. He agrees to not have direct contact or indirect contact with her.
That's a he, by the way, just FYI. Just said, because man, you guys are very back and forth in the chat, as was I. So there you go. T, I'm pretty sure he's single. Just
If you're looking, he's ready.
But is not
What
precluded.
you're gonna be looking up at?
The normal usage of his residence. Is that and I'm going to ask you, ma'am, if you could unmute, please.
Anytime now.
Go ahead, take your time. Nobody's in a
Okay.
hurry.
Okay. So if both parties would please raise your right hands. You solemnly swear or affirm
wrong
that
right
the
hand.
testimony you're about to give is
Oh,
your
God.
truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury.
What are we doing here?
Hold on, it looks like we lost Mr. Poncia.
I'm holding up my hand.
There we go.
What do you mean?
Oh, now we just need to unmute you again. All right, ma'am, do you so affirm or swear?
Yes,
All right, and sir, is this the agreement that you agreed to, and do you so affirm or swear? Okay, I saw you say yes, but you just got muted, so hold on, let's see if you can unmute yourself. You got prompted again. There we go. Okay.
Okay, I just want to say that I do have a ring camera.
Mhm.
All right, it's for my protection.
Boy, she's got a hell of a deep voice, I'd say. H&W, thank you.
She's a beauty. A really
She's a beaut.
got a ring cam for her protection, dude.
Anything else in this world, it is my protection.
Yeah, that's
Okay, that
fine.
was
Your
so-
ring camera is not that you being at your residence. Now, if she's out there and you yell at her through the ring camera, that could be a violation, right? Because that's some kind of communication. But just having a ring camera on your own property is not a violation of this order and should not be. Okay.
I do not want him looking at me or my child.
So, ma'am, I can't control, even if I were to.
Is that, yeah, I don't think that's a part of it, right?
We're gonna remove his eyes. What are we gonna do? I do not want him to ever look in my general direction, nor do I want him to pretend to look in my general direction. or child. I got a Ring camera. It's for my protection. So he's been watching them on the Ring camera.
Yeah. How do you prove that? And how do you even know if somebody's watching you on the Ring camera, though? Unless he accidentally turns it on, you can just hear him go.
Well, from what she said about not yelling at them, I'm guessing he's been like,
oh,
Hey, what you doing?
go do a side play.
What is going on here? Come on.
Dude, looks
Shake
like
it, baby. Shake
Lydia.
it up.
Order. He has a Ring camera on his door. That's a property right that he has
He doesn't.
at his
need
own
to-
property.
Or yelling stuff. through
So
them.
that he cannot approach,
Through the cam.
speak to
Yeah.
you or your immediate family. Okay. Having a Ring camera alone, though, he's allowed to have that in his own residence.
Now, Your Honor,
Yes.
I do want her to know that if she's controlled that kid for over a
So
month,
no, we're not going to go back and forth.
If-
Okay. And I'm not going to prejudge any violations. It sounds like the parties have agreed to that the respondent will not communicate with her or her immediate family in a threatening, harassing, or intimidating manner. Is that right?
yes.
Okay.
Control the damn kid.
Any HOA things can be brought through the apartment complex or management, but any yelling, threatening, harassing, or intimidating of her or her immediate family may subject you to contempt in the future. Okay?
Okay. I just would like her to know that I am going to be calling the management every time they make noise over there.
And I think that is your right in the apartment complex, but you can't call her or her child or yell at them. Okay?
Okay.
Is that understood?
Shut the hell up.
All right. So both parties appear to have agreed to this as it states. Any future violation may be contemptible. Obviously, if there's a pattern of harassing, threatening, or intimidating conduct, that might also subject somebody to possible criminal charges regardless of this order. But at this point, it sounds like the parties have agreed to boundaries. And I'm hoping that this agreement will improve things going forward for you all. Okay, so I'm going to sign this order. It will become the order of the court. The petitioner will have a copy emailed to her. Sir, the order should be ready
40.
in the next day or so when it's been filed. If you want to get a copy of the order, you can call the clerk's number that's on your notice, and they will tell you how to get a copy of the order, okay?
Okay. Okay.
right.
One thing, Your Honor,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
No.
her and her mother do lie a lot. Okay.
Okay,
So
I'm
I
not
don't want-
hearing
just-
that.
Did he just say her and the other dude lie a lot? Is that
Her and her mother lie a
Oh,
lot.
mother?
Well, I didn't know the mother was even there. I'm not judging that maybe this lady's a little long in the tooth to be having children's. Maybe she adopted. I don't know. Maybe she's just had a really rough life. The guy down here could only be like 35 for all we know. But to say that he's already just told them, hey, by the way, I'm calling every time I hear you guys, I'm calling.
Yeah, every time you're loud.
just
Damn.
letting you know.
Loudest.
He's going to be waiting.
You call the clerk's number that's on your notice, and they will tell you how to get
Thomas?
a copy of the order, okay?
You're early,
Okay.
Thomas.
Okay.
right.
One thing, Your Honor,
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
her and her mother do lie a lot. Okay.
Okay, I'm
Mother
not
dude.
hearing that.
I don't want her using this and saying, "Oh, he had contact with me."
I'm so any I'm not
Look at
gonna
her smiling
comment
over there.
on that. If there are any allegations, they would have, and in this case, they would have to go through, as well as generally for criminal, they would have to go through the process of contempt, and there would have to be notice and a hearing before anything was addressed. So I'm not addressing that at this point. My understanding is through the facilitators, the parties have agreed on these boundaries as outlined in this stalking order for the next 12 months. Okay, I'm going to sign that order. Any future issues may be addressed through motions for contempt in this case. If there's any criminal acts committed, certainly the police may and should be called. Hopefully that's not going to be necessary. Okay? I would note that if there's a Ring camera, if anybody has cameras, any recordings, that should that could be evidence in future cases in both directions. So at this point, this is going to be the order of the court. Ma'am, you should get a copy of it once it's filed, sir. I told you how you can get a copy. Just call the clerk's office in the next day or so to see if it's ready. All right.
Texas Mama Bear, how
Great
are
to see
you?
you. And thank you. 16 months of member. Look at you.
God, I already know what's going to happen. They're going to be like, trying to get to their apartment, being quiet.
No, I
Got the ring is on. They're trying to slip back in. I think he's watching us. Is he there?
Do you think that he has like a little monitor right next to him of his ring camera at all times? That's what I keep thinking they should think that hear when they walk out. It's a breathe.
He's got like he's a very heavy mouth breather. So anytime he's got that camera close to his face, he's watching. Yes. R.I.P. Daddy D. R.I.P. Wow.
Yeah.
Characters.
Speaking of living in peace and quiet, did his walls used to be? It's not going to pop up now, but did his walls used to be white? You think?
One day in time, yes, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if it's one of those apartments where it's like indoor, like they're got to walk down. I mean, I don't think he's walking down no halls, but.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I wonder if there's like a corridor where their doors are very close to each other or not. But
you think he's just got a crush on her, maybe, or maybe the mom.
Oh,
that lying bitch mom of hers.
Yes, that lying bitch.
That old lying bitch. Here, lying all time.
Those were a couple of good ones today. Yeah, I can see. We never normally see something like that where they figured it out and moving on themselves, but. TPO Tuesday, Tin Man, thank you. Miss K, Billy, Erica, ×2, by the way. Donna, Bebe, and H&W, thank you guys so much. And, is that it? Yeah, did we get it? Yes.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All in there.
All aboard. Very nice. I love it.
Good work.
What else I love? You guys, make sure you like the video if you haven't done so already. Anytime you catch one of our live videos, it's going to be something like this, where me and Creed are giving our opinions, reactions, and talking to all these fine folks you see in the chat right now. So if you want to be a part of that, keep an eye out for our lives. That way you can join us for those.
Yes, Pamela, but I would never access it myself.
I'm pretty sure everyone has access to it.
Sure
Chumba.
everybody does, yeah. No, thank you.
It's free because you're playing with whatever those Chumba Bucks or whatever they're called. You guys go ahead and we'll see you back here at 4:05 for a live show on We Gotta Chase. All the
today is Wild Women Wednesday, or is it Tuesday? Taco Tuesday. Yeah, getting close. All right.
We're on Tuesday.
I was
Still,
jumping
unfortunately, it's still Tuesday. We started the show. It was Tuesday, and well,
did I miss 2 by running out to Walmart last night?
Oh, I don't know.
What did you? You were on.
I had 1, but it was. You guys, do me a favor. Stay safe. Stay hard. Stay big taco. I love the big tacos. Stay hard and also stay tuned because we do stuff here all the time. All the time. You can play now. There we go.